UFC on ABC 5, Emmett versus Topuria is this weekend, and guys, today I'm going to go through my top 3 fighters that I will be cheering for this weekend. I'm going to tell you why I'm cheering for these fighters. I'm going to ask you down below. Afterwards, I would love to hear from you what fighters you are cheering for and why. We're going to talk about all of them in just a second. Before we get into the video, though, I do want to say hello, everybody, and welcome back to another video. If you're new here, my name is Kyle. I'm your guy with too many YouTube channels. Let's talk about UFC. So the first fighter that I am going to be cheering for and not picking, these fighters I am not picking to win. The first fighter I'm picking to win, or I just messed up my words completely, I want to win, is Trevor Peek. Trevor Peek really won me over with his last performance and his post-fight interview. He seemed so unbelievably grateful to be in that octagon and have the opportunity in the UFC, and I really love fighters like that. I'm one of those people who believe that there are a lot of UFC fighters, and of course, I'm not saying everybody. I'm not generalizing. I believe that there are more fighters than there should be that are just completely ungrateful to be in the position that they're in. They don't show their gratitude at all for being in a position where they can build their brand with one of the biggest organizations in the world, and Trevor Peek really won me over with that last post-fight interview. Plus, he just has a very fan-friendly and exciting style. How often do you see guys hammer fisting, striking in the air? You know what I mean? He's a fun fighter. When he won, he really won me over. He was really happy. I am all over the Trevor Peek hype train. I love it, and I hope he gets the win. I believe he will get the win, but I would love to see another wholesome interview. I just gotta love guys that are really grateful for their life and where they are. More UFC fighters need to be like Trevor Peek in that sense. But let's move on. What other fighter do I want to win? I'm going to be cheering for Jillian Robertson. Now, I'm not necessarily a really big fan of Jillian Robertson. I just have been really... You see a girl who has had a very rocky road in her MMA career, right? I believe she's 12-7. I can look at that in just a second. 12-7. Yeah, she's 12-7 at the moment, Jillian Robertson. She's taking on, finally, an opponent that can really get her name out there, Jillian Robertson. Her last 2 performances have really won me over, and I've talked about this on the channel a couple times now. I have been wowed by her performances. She's been getting better and better, and I hope she continues that momentum against Tabitha Ricci. Tabitha Ricci already has a little bit of a fan base. People like her, and Jillian Robertson, people are starting to finally pick up on her, and I hope she continues that momentum. I hope she gets a win. I hope she can make her way to the title. She's a very likable person in the division. I hope she keeps the momentum going. Will she win this fight? Leaning towards it, but who knows? Who knows what's going to happen, but Jillian Robertson I'm going to be cheering for this weekend. And lastly, guys, I'm going to be cheering for one of my favorite fighters, actually, Neil Magny. Neil Magny's taking on Philip Rowe. And pretty much no matter who Neil Magny fights, I'm going to be cheering for Neil Magny. I think the dude is such an underappreciated fighter in the UFC. Somebody who has no problem taking on anybody, anytime, anywhere. You want to talk about a BMF, you got to talk about Neil Magny. Everybody in the welterweight division is talking about Gilbert Burns. While that dude is a BMF, Neil Magny has that same attitude. He's just not ranked highly in the division, so people don't go, yeah, Neil Magny, I'll fight you, because everybody wants a top 5 opponent. Neil Magny is a dog in the octagon. He's been in there forever. He's had some great wins. He keeps almost getting to the top and then gets knocked back down. So I am one of those guys who, probably the only guy, to be honest with you, who wants to see Neil Magny make a run for the title. I believe that would be such an amazing story for him. He takes on everybody, the toughest fights, no matter who they are, and I really respect Neil Magny for that. Love his skill set. He's a very underappreciated fighter. I'm a big fan of Neil Magny. He's one of my favorite fighters, and I hope he gets a very nice win this weekend, and I do believe he is going to get the win that he wants. Guys, let me know what you think down below. Are there any fighters on UFC at ABC 5 that you are hoping to win? I know a lot of people are probably cheering for Ilia Topuria, and actually, like I talked about with Jillian Robertson, a lot of people are probably cheering for Tabitha Ricci. She has herself a little bit of a fan base there, but I'm on the train of Jillian Robertson. I want Trevor Peek. I want Jillian Robertson. I want Neil Magny to win all of their fights, guys. Let me know if there's anybody in particular you'll be cheering for this weekend down below. And thank you so much for watching this video. On the screen right now, you will have 2 Clenbat videos if you'd like to continue watching the channel, guys. Check them out. I will see you there or in the next video. Take care.